Hello, it is 24th of July. Yesterday on the 23rd July, the budget was presented, and the news is all news are filled with the budget news only. So let's read what is today news relating to the budget. Same but different. Budget 2024 is a government bachao and prudent balancing act. So it is said by in the one news that this budget was prepared from the politician perspective, not from the country's perspective. As it is a new government, it want to make the public happy and full of dreams. So, but the budget is a very crucial for the economy as it considers the revenue and expenses of the economy. Nirmala Sitharaman budget benefits from 8.2% GDP growth, cuts the fiscal deficit, boosts the infrastructure and adjusts import duties. It raises long-term capital gain taxes, abolishes the angel tax and includes corporate tax cuts. Employment incentive, state funding, income tax standard adoption, tourism project, buyback tax, flood protection and highlights need education program. So this 3-4 lines gives the summary of overall budget important areas. Let's read the complete news. When the economy excels, so can it finance minister with the budget aplomb riding on the winds of 8.2% GDP growth, a continuing boom in tax receipts and a bumper dividend from the RBI. Nirmala Sitharaman has killed several birds, political and economic, with one stone. Well done. So last year the economy was growing has shown an economic growth rate of 8.2%. It is a real growth rate. So, but for the current year we are expecting only around the 7% of the growth rate. But we all know that the government earning highly dependent on the taxes. Around 60% of the revenue government is collected from the direct and the indirect taxes, and 30% is around from the borrowing. The remaining 10% is from the non-taxes and the non-borrowing amount. Political, this is the government bachao budget. Critics earlier speculated that if Nitish Kumar of Bihar and the Chandrababu Naidu of the Andhra were not mollified by the BJP, they might bring down the government. The budget showers that the two states with the massive funds that should satisfy them with the timing, even though it falls short of the demand of the special category states. Yes, we all know that this government BJP is not in the majority and is able to form the government with the alliance with the Bihar, Chandrababu Naidu and Nitish Kumar party, and this budget has highlighted very favorable favorism and multiple schemes in these two states, Bihar and Andhra Pradesh. In political terms, this is more of the same budget. This contains no radical reform. Why the rock of the boat when GDP growth is already excellent? Medium-term policy stability is the budget unspoken message. So government is focusing on their tenure, like medium term is their tenure only. In the economic terms, the budget is a macroeconomic dream come true. The budgeted fiscal deficit hit down from 5.9% GDP last year to 4.9. So we have decreased our fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit is when government expenditure is more than the government earning. So we have a deficit in that. To fulfill the gap, we need to borrow money, and we are borrowing 30% of the revenue side, and we are paying 20% as expenditure as a finance cost. Uh, a cut so sharp that many countries under the IMF discipline would be difficult to achieving it. Yet the Sitaraman has managed to do so while boosting the infrastructure capex of the 3.4% of the GDP, certifying political alliance, funding scheme to support the employment and tourism, and providing income tax receipt to cheer the government middle class mechanism. The long-term capital gain from 10% to 12% but remains far below from the US 20%. Everyone is criticizing her to raising the capital gain taxes, but they are saying that in the US also the long-term capital gain is around 20. All the capital gains is around 20%. So short term is we have made the short term in line with with 20%. In long-term capital gain in 112 also it is a 20% with indexation. Index Indexation to the inflation of the real estate capital gains has been abolished, and that will make the investment in the equity. What? Indexation to the inflation of the real estate capital, and this will make investment in the equity. No, this is not correct. The security transaction tax on the future and the option has been raised from 0.2%. We have seen this respectively, and the short-term capital gains future and the option tax on Moralize argues that such change will encourage long-term investment and discourage the short-term speculation. Free marketers will complain that our market system is incomplete without the future and option, which should not be treated as signs of the tax heavily, like cigarettes or spirits. When someone declares as a speculation in the better called and providing liquidity. So the aim of the government is to increase the taxes, is to promote the investor to have a long-term vision rather than being a speculative in the stock market. That's why they have increased the short-term capital gain and also increased the STT on this FNO, because the data has shown that we have almost double or triple the retail participation. We were around 2% pre-COVID era. Now the retail participation is around 40%. Also the trading volumes in the stock market have increased from 240 lakh crore to 500 lakh crore. So this shows that now most of our stock market is not dependent on the global institutional investment. So earlier, if they were selling by any FII, we have seen a sharp fall in the market. But nowadays, our market just recover in 2 to 5 days. Even there is a sharp selling by the FIIs. But in the long term, no one knows what will be the mood of the retail investor, even if whether they will be following the selling by the FII or they will be much more fascinated or keen on investing their money in the stock market. On the counterpart, that the retail participation in the stock market results in the flow of funds from the banking channels to the stock market, which creates a shortage of CASA account for the banking, and RBI and the finance ministry are also concerned for this area, because if there is no amount of the advance available with the bank, how they are going to lend it, and the banking play a very crucial role in the economy. From the branches of the foreign firm affecting the mainly the banking and the shipping sector, the corporate tax rate have been cut from 40 to the 30%. This is a logical though delayed follow-up the cutting of the corporate tax in India subsidiaries of the MNC some years ago. Okay, they have not reduced the foreign company for all the foreign company, but they have reduced for only the branches of the foreign company, affecting mainly the banking and shipping sector. For these only two sectors, the corporate tax has been reduced from 40 to 30%. There is a 40% if there is 30% tax for a domestic company, there is a tax of 40% for the foreign company. Protectionism has also been raised in the budget, but this time Government has cut the import duties to welcome the change in the emphasis. Tax benefits that are supposed to be temporary too often to become permanent, which is for the uncompetitive industry. But with the maturing of the cell phone industry, the duty on the competitive imports have been cut from the. So our government, the next target of the government is to make the India the next manufacturing hub for the world, and with these incentives like PLI schemes and reducing the import duty, they are showing that India is giving a great incentive for if you want to set up the cell phones and digital electronics manufacturing unit in India. The data shows that global companies are shifting their plants from China to relocating in the India, all because of the production linked incentive schemes, and now they have also reduced the import duties. So it will be great for the companies to set up their plants in India, because next big thing is coming in the form of semiconductors. India also is proposing to set up the semiconductor production plants, but for this they need to give some incentives to others. The import duty on the gold and silver has been cut to 6%. There is a long-term overdue since high import duty has boosted the smuggling and the money laundering. Hopefully this will end. Yes, we have also seen that the Titan has rose by the 6%. So it will be also the import duty amount is 6%. So there will be a great should be more to come from the Titan. They are saying when the higher import duty results in the smuggling and the money laundering. So this will, if the import duty is reduced, there will be general reduction in the price, and the people are willing to buy it from the normal channels only. This will reduce the money laundering and the smuggling. Unemployment continues to be political hot button. The budget provides unemployment linked incentives to the employees for the first time employment. The government will reimburse the employees up to 3,000 per month for the 2 years toward their employment provident fund liability. Sitaraman estimates this will incentive employment of the 5 million. Really, why the employees hire person they do not otherwise need for the tiny subsidy? Again, why does Sitaraman think that the incentive of the 1 month wage to the first time employees in the formal sector will help the vocal 21 million youth? They need not subsidies since they are desperate for the formal sector jobs anyway but cannot get them. Another scheme subsidizing both the employers and the employees is estimated to help 30 lakh youth to manufacturing. These are figure are pipes in the sky. So what government has proposed that if the employer is hiring a new employee, he need to contribute to the employee provident fund. So government will be contributing the 3,000 rupees of that amount from the employer's side for the 2 years for this new employee. But this is a correct question that why the company will be hiring for the employee with a small incentive of the subsidy, rather they will be hiring a quality of the employee. Rather than the quantity, they will be hiring quality of the employee. Sitaraman internship proposals are welcome but a very partial answer to the problem of the skilling in India. India is full of the graduate from the third-rate college with a degree but no real skills. They do not want blue-collar jobs and are unfit for the white-collar job. Meanwhile, the companies complain are short of the good science, technology, and engineering graduate. India needs an upgrading of the entire road and education system, and this will take a decades. So yes, the Indian education system is good at the rote learning. We are taught multiple things, subjects in the school, but we have never seen not seen much of the practical implications of such thing in during our study time. The students have scored very good marks in their secondary school and the graduation here, but these are all not learning they are doing, but no hands-on experience. But in the foreign companies, they provide hands-on experience what you are learning. They give you job internship only in the area while studying only. But in the India, what we usually do, we only study first and then do the internship. But these two should come side by side. Like in the morning we should study, in the evening we should do some practical experience and the internship work related to what area we are studying and liking it. So that's come the shortage of the people with the hands-on experience and the practical skills. The political outlay in the budget were welcome since they are fully justified on the economic grounds alone. Amravati needs to build and not fulfill full measure in the next 5 years to give Andhra Pradesh its new capital. The eastern region is poorly developed and needs two infrastructure projects as proposed in the eastern region like Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh is a central one. So they are proposing to development infrastructure here. Tourism has a huge potential, so upgrading the Buddhist Jain circuit and the Bodh Gaya, Nalanda, Rajgiri is much needed. So though tourism is needed, but why they have chosen these only two states for the tourism like Bihar and Andhra Pradesh? This is not correct. We all know the purpose for behind this. Indeed, the tourist circuit needs to be extended to the Vaishali Nangal Buddha birthplace. Food, flood production measures of the Bihar as well as Assam, Uttarakhand and Himachal are the important national, not just regionally. Yes, if you are promoting the tourism, the Himachal Pradesh and the Uttarakhand are the more better tourist place than the Bihar and the Andhra Pradesh. For the direct the highest standard deduction for the benefit 40 million salary employed individual and the pensioner, the income tax slab heavily adjusted upward, but a little only this. Okay. The list is long but adds to a little value, good intention and a promises on the future action. The Mumbai Ahmedabad bullet train project near the Prime Minister Hut has not taken off after the 10 years because of the land acquisition problem. So they are saying before in the Modi 1.0 era, before 10 years back, they have to Mumbai Ahmedabad. They are very close to each other. Still, they are not able to implement the bullet train in the last 10 years. They are saying because of the land acquisition. How the land acquisition is such a great problem, because government is owning the highest land in the India, and acquisition is not a great problem for them. There are rule of compulsory acquisition to pay the compensation. To build a Ram Mandir in the Ayodhya, they have compulsory acquired the houses and the nearby area to the temple, and they have destroyed and to build the broader roads. But because this was the election year when this was happening, but now, but not they able to build a bullet train yet, and they are saying the land acquisition is the problem. Sitaraman offers no solution. This is just one example of the next generation reform. The India needs, but are not on the Sitaraman alone. They remain political too difficult to implement in the more the same budget.